Alright guys, so I'm back at Flawless Icon for my laser hair removal. You know you're supposed to come every 6 weeks. But look guys, I did one treatment and this is no lie, like the hair actually did not grow back. So when I came in today, I was telling the owner, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna need all the treatments that you recommend. Because how many treatments do you recommend now?
6 to 8.
6 to 8. But this is just after one treatment, guys.
Flawless.
So I'm about to get my second treatment now, and here goes nothing. It doesn't hurt that much. Not really. I forgot. I'm a little nervous, but
Let's do
whatever.
it.
My girl got me. And
Let go.
yeah, there you go. Oh, not bad. Not bad. It's quick, guys. It's a little annoying, but it's not. You see, I'm not flinching. I'm not on and on. And they say beauty is pain. But it's definitely worth not getting razor bumps, having to shave under your arms, smelling musty if you're physical. It's worth it. Drop down in the description box and click the link to check out this and all the other fine services that Flawless Icon provides. And don't forget, tell them Funky sent you. So girl, it's 6:52 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. And I said, you know what, let me go ahead and get up and get y'all on the line real quick. Because what y'all hoes not going to do is flood out my timeline and bother me about how Jamie Lee Curtis don't want anything. And Angela Bassett didn't get it. And y'all, we got to talk about how Deborah Lee from BET was a hoe. Want to talk about it? Here you go. Now, so girl, last night I was laying in my bed, minding my business like I always do. Okay, Saturday night, child, I had went out and stayed out real late and had got real drunk. DRONK drunk. Okay, so I slept all day Sunday to about 9 o'clock at night. And when I woke up at about 9 and got on the internet about 9:30, I found out that Jamie Lee Curtis had done one thing. Okay, and y'all hoes is mad. Okay, the girls is mad on the internet because Angela Bassett didn't win the thing. All right, and listen, I can't rob nobody of their emotion, but I'm just here to provide y'all a different perspective on some things to quell some of y'all energy, y'all angst, and y'all upset about these people Oscars. All right, first things first, full disclosure, I have not seen any of the movies that were nominated in that category. I haven't seen Wakanda Forever, and I have not seen the Jamie Lee Curtis movie. I don't even know the name of the damn movie at this point. And I know a lot of y'all probably saying, fucking not even you black. How you haven't seen Wakanda Forever? I have this subconscious internal mechanism that protects things that I find to be special, near, and dear. The Black Panther movement, when part one came out with Chadwick Boseman, it was so magical that somehow subconsciously I don't want to live in the world of comparison between part two and part one. So my desire to watch it just kind of dissipated. I'm sure I will watch the movie at some point. But here's the thing, right? Black America was gassing up Angela Bassett and saying she should have won, and it was a stellar performance. Angela Bassett always puts on a stellar performance, so I'm not doubting that it was. Rightfully so. Jamie Lee Curtis is also a great actress that puts on stellar performances in everything that she does. Now, I did see a lot of people saying if Angela did not get it, that Jamie Lee Curtis would have been deserving, or one of the other ladies would have been like second runner-up. I'm not sure. But here's the thing that I want to offer y'all, right? And also share. I stopped watching award shows. That goes for music and film a long time ago. Not for any political reasons, not for any activist type reasons. I just naturally lost interest, right? I think with the introduction of the internet and social media, you kind of get everything you need at the click of a button versus having to sit through these long ass shows. So I typically tend to not watch. But I want to leave y'all with something, right? You can't get mad when you don't win within a system that was never designed for you or your artwork. All right? Y'all got to understand, this system was never designed for our artwork. And I get it. I get it. You're in an industry where you're told this is the highest honor that you can get in this particular industry. So of course you want it. That's natural. And we saw the disappointment on Angela's face when she lost it. That's completely natural. But let me leave you with this. I found it interesting that I saw a clip that Kandi Burruss did on a podcast recently. It surfaced last night, where she said one year she was on the secret Grammy committee. Then she went on to explain that they have a larger committee that narrows down everything to the top 5. And then the secret committee votes on the top 5. Kandi goes on to say, you may not even know who everybody is in that top 5. You may not have seen or heard their work. So then at that point, it becomes a popularity contest. Kandi goes on to say, so you're in the room with this paper and you're just voting for the most popular name, oftentimes in many of these categories. She also shared that everyone, or the team overwhelmingly was not people of color. All right. So with that being said, and not even with any racist intent, the system by which these things are determined are inherently biased. And we've got to understand that. They are inherently biased. Ask yourself this. Even though Black Panther Part 1 was a Marvel film, it was highly successful and highly popularized within the Black community. It had a Black, I don't want to use the word stench on it because that implies something negative, but it had a Black aroma on it. That being said, and it being deemed the Black people empowerment movie, let me ask you this honest question. In this world that we live in, how many of your white co-workers do you honestly believe packed their children up in the station wagon and was in a goddamn rush to go see Wakanda Forever? Now let me ask you this. How many of those same white co-workers do you think probably naturally and organically watched the Jamie Lee Curtis movie and some of those other movies that fell within that category? The same way many of us did not watch the Jamie Lee Curtis movie. I'm making a video about it. Don't even know the name of the shit. Okay? It's the same way they organically probably did not watch Black Panther. Now, following the likelihood and the probability that there's more of them on the voting committee than there is of us, then the vote would quite naturally lean white. All right? We got to stop getting mad about this type of stuff, y'all. And we got to approach art not with the intent of getting recognition from some of these boards. This conversation about lack of diversity at the Grammys and the Oscars and the upset that y'all allow yourselves to experience every year after these things happen, it has gotten old, it has gotten stale, and the definition of insanity is keep doing the same thing, expecting the same result. Y'all are absolutely insane, and y'all are some goddamn fools if you wake up this good Monday morning walking around mad because Angela Bassett didn't win the thing. You felt this before. You've experienced this before. Why keep putting yourself through this? Why? Now, I see a lot of people kept saying, that's why we got to support our own. That's why, we got to show up to the BET Awards. And that's why we got to show up to the NAACP Awards. And I do agree. I 100% agree. but I'm also not blind, and I'm also not stupid. And we can debate the reason why one award has more value than the other. We can debate that at a later time. But we are not going to sit here and pretend like the Oscar doesn't have a 50 or 60 year head start in value acquisition than an NAACP award and a BET award. All right, a BET award is nice, an NAACP award is nice, having an Oscar is nice as well, and you can desire both. And unfortunately, for whatever reason that we can debate later, the Oscar does carry heavier weight within the industry. So I'm never knocking someone for being disappointed that they didn't get it, i.e. Angela. But we've got to adjust our expectations in situations like this. Now, I'm all about the progressive solution, right? Because I think modern day black people are extremely stupid to think that white people are ever going to assist them in dismantling a system that benefits them. That is counterintuitive. It's counterintuitive. And you've got to take an introspective look at yourself and say, if the shoe was on the other foot and I was part of a system that inherently made my life easier and benefited me, am I going to give that shit up without a fight? All right? And the answer is no. It will take a very special altruistic individual to do something like that. And the reality of the situation is human beings are inherently selfish. We are. I don't care how much God you got in you. Human beings are inherently selfish. Don't complain without offering a solution. Here is what I do think part of the solution is. If we can't beat the system, if we can't change the system, if we can't break the system, we can definitely help devalue the system. And what do I mean by that? I know with the Grammys, a lot of artists are no longer submitting. I think like this past year, Drake didn't submit, some other people didn't submit. Why is this a good idea? These are fictitious categories, but I'm just going to throw it out there for the sake of example. If we got Best Album of the Year category, and in the category you got Billie Eilish, Sam Smith, Drake, Nicki Minaj, and then you got Beyonce, right? In this hypothetical world, Billie Eilish wins. Well, what made Billie Eilish's win have so much value? The fact that she beat out Beyonce, she beat out Drake, she beat out Nicki Minaj. Our loss is an add of value to them. So in this same hypothetical world, if the category is just Billie Eilish versus Sam Smith and Billie Eilish wins, it's like, okay. But it ain't the same as beating out Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, and Drake. You can't compete where you don't compare. You can't compete where you don't compare. All right? Let's stop putting ourselves in a place of comparison with them. Then they can't compete. It's that simple, daughter. Then what happens? People love exclusivity. They want what they can't have. All right? So now we pull away for a couple years. We show that we're not interested. Then they start doing this. Please come. Please come. We need you. We need you. Please come. If you come, we'll take care of you. Please come. Because our award shows have lost value. They've lost entertainment factor. Listen, if we pull out, if we chose not to perform anymore in these things, they would fall flat. I think that's the move, y'all. Not complaining. Queen Angela, I know you might be a little bit disappointed, baby, but hold your head up. And please understand that the not winning the award is not a reflection of your talent we all know that you are one of the most talented actresses on the planet, and that cannot be denied by them denying you an award. But anyway, y'all, something else I want to talk about. Something else I've been meaning to call y'all about last week, since we talking about strong, powerful women. Y'all, I didn't know Deborah Lee from BET was an old corporate hoe. Child, mama don't release the book and said she was fucking Don Johnson. Down to the thing, Bob Johnson. I said, do Jesus and do tell. Baby, let me tell y'all something. Debra Lee, I thought Debra Lee was classy based. I thought she was white like this and not like this, honey. Who knew she was laying it low and spreading it wide? Okay, and maybe that's, listen, maybe that's why back in the day when she was in charge of BET, we had Uncut, baby, because she was in that office telling Don Johnson, Bob Johnson, tell me what that thing smell like. Won't get kinky tonight. Won't you tell me what that thing smell like? Y'all remember that when BET Uncut came when I used to be in college? Tell me what that thing smell like. Who would have knew? But you know what? I'm highly disappointed in Debra Lee, and I honestly feel like she should have taken this secret to her grave, and here is why. Within the black community and within the general business, entertainment, media community as a whole, we only have very few black figures and faces that are held in a high regard and can be sat at the same table with the Anna Wintours and the editors of Vogue and Harper's Bazaar and heads of Fox and Viacom and all of those things. Bob Johnson, Debra Lee, Suzanne DePaz, was that her name? The editor, former editor of Essence. You know, all of these people are heroes in our community who had untarnished, clean legacies that gave young people of color something to aspire to. And the fact that you would so haphazardly damage and ruin all of that for the sake of selling some damn books. Not to mention, forget what it did, because it's a violation on so many levels. It devalued you and your mark in the black community. It honestly and truthfully, it relegated you to nothing more than one of those office hussies that we see on television and in movies. Then, as a woman, regardless of color, what does it say? It further lends itself to the narrative that your success is predicated upon you spreading your legs for a man in power. And Deborah, I don't know if your bill's backed up, if your house about to go in foreclosure, or why you would do this. Why you would devalue your own self by revealing this secret. And not that white women are the yardstick by which black women should measure themselves, but Anna Wintour would never. She would never. She would never. We are already placed under so much scrutiny by our own people and by the general world as a whole. And for you to just go out and give people one more thing to talk about, to not only devalue the community, but to devalue yourself and to sell some books, why? I'm pretty sure there were enough interesting stories that went on at your time and tenure at BET that could have been told without you telling this part about you and this affair that you had with Bob Johnson. Now, here is the part where women, y'all probably not gonna like me for this, and y'all can kiss my goddamn ass. This is the part where that Me Too movement shit sometimes gets a little blurry, a little fuzzy, and it makes people want to say, fuck you lying whores, okay? Because here's what I did not appreciate about Debra Lee's revelation. You reveal that you were married. You also revealed that Bob was married. I keep calling this man Don. Bob was married, and that you both entered into a consensual affair, both of y'all cheating on your respective mates. What I don't like, and where I'm speaking up for men, is you entered voluntarily into this situation. You chose to reveal this shit in your book. But instead of taking it on the chin for the act that you took in, you still found a way to lean into your femininity and make yourself the victim. Yes, I was a hoe. Yes, I stepped out on my husband. Yes, I was fucking in the workplace. Yes, other people in the workplace knew I was landing low and spreading it wide. But then, if I didn't want to do it no more, my whole life could be ruined. My livelihood could be ruined. He was a man of power. He could hold it over. No, 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 no. You don't get to do that. I'm sorry. You don't get to do that. All right? You probably had wrinkles on your labia majora by the time you started fucking around with Bob Johnson. All right? You were not some young, naive intern in the mailroom. All right? I'm hoping you had made it this far in corporate America without spreading your legs, but honestly and truthfully, you completely killed your goddamn integrity at this point. You probably made it to mid-level by fucking to the top. Who knows? And I had a lot of respect for you. But see, now we got to talk to you like a whore. Because you don't came out and told the world you was an office whore. And the other thing about it is, I hope that you had a conversation with Bob Johnson before you revealed this. Because go on and tear up your own damn life. But don't go on tearing up other people's damn life without their permission. And then you gonna give his ass part of the proceeds. Because what the fuck I do is sue your ass. And say it was a damn lie. Well, he probably got receipts and emails and shit, because y'all know y'all get sloppy when y'all get at the executive level. I find your ass and cuss your ass the fuck out in public. Me and your ass will be tussling on the red carpet at the next BET Awards, baby, because you're not finna tell my business in no damn book and not pay me. What's my motto, y'all? Pay me for my pain. Bitch, if you want to embarrass me, you need to run me my coin. You need to run me my coin, okay? But it just wasn't cool. It wasn't cool. You know, BET to date has been the largest marker of, you know, relative success that black people have had in the independent media space before Bob sold it over to Viacom. And it was held as the kingdom of black media. And you just robbed us all of that with this story that you honestly could have kept to yourself. And honestly and truthfully, it truly reeks of desperation. And Deborah Lee, I am so disappointed, because you were one of few figures that we looked to. And we thought of you as classy, a businesswoman. My God, if I could just be 1/10 of what she is in the corporate workplace, and to find out you ain't no better than a slut in the copy room. Lord, we got to stop idolizing these damn people. Who needs a damn role model when you got a Debra Lee? And it's funny, right? Because I know a lot of y'all gonna get on this video. Oh, he hate women. Why he ain't talking about Bob Johnson? Bob Johnson just as bad as she is. Yes, she is. Okay. Newsflash, misogynistic alert. I'm about to say something very misogynistic. So go ahead and get ready to get upset. The reality of the situation is we expect men to act like this. Do it make it right? No. Does it make it fair? No. Does it make it just? No. But I don't have as much smoke for Bob Johnson, because we expect men of power to act like this. They've been acting like this from the beginning of time. We live in a patriarchal society. Bite me. What the fuck you want me to do about it? I am sorry that my spirit is not naturally inclined to be upset with Bob Johnson. We already know men are not shit. They're dogs. They will fuck anything walking, fresh or stinking. They'll fuck it. So I have no expectation for Bob Johnson. I don't. I hate women, black ones in particular. All right, that's what y'all find a way to make that narrative anytime I have a critique of a woman. So there it is. You know what I'm saying? But the unfortunate thing also too is the history of you, Deborah Lee, and of BET is one that is so niched and so non-entertaining that I honestly don't think you're going to sell a lot of books. Not enough to have taken the hit to your reputation and a hit to the company's legacy of the magnitude by which they're both taken. Deborah Lee, you were never really that girl, like that socialite girl, that fashion girl. You were never that girl that we wanted to know what was going on behind the scenes. Neither was BET that company. Like, if it was Motown, yes. If it was like, Sony Records when it first started, yes. If it was like Bad Boy, what was really going on? What was going on in that little face back in Atlanta? Yes, we want to know. There's not enough folklore or scatterbutt about BET for people to be naturally inclined to want to read about what was going on with BET. We more interested in the future of BET than we are the past, quiet as it's kept. So all of this was for naught. I'd be curious to know what your relationship is with Bob Johnson at this point. And has he called your phone, or are y'all still cool? I would love to know that, and hopefully we get that in a later interview. But Deborah, it just wasn't cool. Anyway, y'all, I'm finna get up off this thing. I gotta go take my car to get service when the sun come up. Don't be mad, and don't sleep with people at your job. And if you do, keep it to yourself. And I'll call y'all later. Bye.